Thomas is 5. If you're at all cynical about child narrators, you might not need much more information to decide if you'll like Not Thomas. Because although Thomas not, as the title tells us, Thomas is just 5 years old, he can tell a coherent story in chronological order, all the while slotting carefully crafted adult dialogue, devoid of ums, ahs, or any natural digressions and hesitations of speech. He even censors it for us, explaining that characters call each other rude names, rather than dirtying the page with actual swears. He also moves through the tenses with practiced ease in thinking about other pictures too, like the ones in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That is my favorite book. I had it last week from the library in school. It's my favorite because of the film me and Dat used to watch. We love the film. We used to sit on the settee and watch it in Nano and Dat's house. Dat used to call me Charlie and I used to call him Grandpa. And Nano used to bring us tea and biscuits. I like Nano's tea and biscuits. I wish I had some now. 5 Yeah, me neither. But as that quote also demonstrates, Sara Gethin, pen name of Welsh children's author Wendy White, has made a red-hot go at using what she calls a simplistic writing style to mimic Tomas' internal voice, relying on short words and repetition. They were the coffee ones. Mummy doesn't like coffee sweets. I think they are quite nice. They are nice if you try and taste the chocolate and don't taste the coffee. At first, this clumsy language emphasizes the problems of writing from a child's viewpoint. Thomas seems both curiously old and young. Even if you manage to suspend your disbelief, there are instances that will bring you right out again, like when Gethin dumps important background information into the adult dialogue that Thomas overhears in order to save him from having to break out of that simplistic voice and into exposition. Kaylee's mammy's nodding. She used to be okay till she got into drugs and then she didn't wanna know me no more. SHE's shaking her head now. We were 14 with a baby each. Thanks, Kaylee's mammy. I had been wondering how old Thomas' mother was and why she was so odd. Curiously, we're also told that this mother takes cocaine, even though she spends a lot of her time nodding off and keeps needles in the bathroom. But no matter, SHE's hopelessly inept and Gethin does a reasonable job of presenting her failings without judging her too hard, deftly evoking pity rather than scorn. Other characters are less effective, particularly the mother's boyfriend is a two-dimensional ne'er-do-well with some even more villainous friends who spend a lot of time banging on the locked door when Thomas is left home alone, causing devastation when they do manage to get inside. At school, at least Thomas is better served. He sometimes has to contend with a cartoonishly nasty Mrs. Pugh Year 2, who ostentatiously sprays perfume around when Thomas comes into her classroom to mask her smell and who won't even let children sing on the bus on a school trip. But there's also Miss, an unfailingly sweet supply teacher, who feeds Thomas sandwiches at break time to make up for his crisp-based diet at home. She does all she can to keep him going during term time, and Gethin builds such an effective sense of security around her that the holidays come as a real shock, and Thomas is left to his mother. There's real tension around the bleak Christmas and worse Easter that Thomas endures, enough to keep the pages turning even as the narrative begins to race to an overblown climax. Similarly, the violence in the later parts of the story feels extreme, but there's always enough pity and empathy in the storytelling to prevent it feeling too exploitative. So if you can forgive and accept the limitations of the narrative voice, you can find storytelling virtues in this book. Thomas never feels entirely convincing, but there's plenty to make him sympathetic. His desire for love, warmth and security certainly feel real and poignant. Not Thomas is not literary art, but it's decent enough.